A ba doo da bum ba dee da da. Zabadun da da ba da doo. Hello, travelers of the internet! Welcome back to Guardian Studios. Or if you're new to the channel, hey there and welcome to ya. My name is JGuard1, and I am your host, your guide, and your humble bard into the worlds of virtual. And I'm very pleased to be able to welcome you all back to the channel, or in the case of the newcomers, welcome you fresh to a Guardian Studios experience here on the YouTube channel. We are back. Whoops, I fell in a hole. We are back on the new world of Crumbach, my friends, where we have, so much to do, and where we've already made a pretty awesome bit of progress here. I mean, check this out. I've got a treetop, literal treetop bedroom here in the start of the jungle. I say the start of the jungle because I have no illusions here now. I am sincerely of the mind that I'm going to end up making my own man-made jungle in this world and spreading it all over the pre-existing jungle. Leather cap. Yeah, I don't need that. But I do need the Nautilus shell. Thank you very much, my friend. Let's see. I think I'll go with a sword for now. These actually do a little more damage. And I know that I can do crit attacks with these. I don't think you actually can do a critical hit with a spear. I think with a spear, the critical hit is just hitting the guys while you've got the spear out in the charge position. You've got the sword in the charge, the spear in the charge position. Anything you hit with the spear at that point is an automatic crit hit. At least as far as I know. I could be wrong though, so don't quote me. Anyway, a couple of things I've got to do before I go too far along in any of my plans for the session. One of those is I want to get a couple of wolves bred up real quick. Well, what I really want is to get another white wolf. Please tell me you can give me a white wolf. Okay. See, this is what Scar ran into with Grian when they were trying to get Scar a Jellycat one season of Hermitcraft. It was one season where they just kept trying and trying and trying, and they couldn't get him one because the jelly was Grian's cat, and they had another cat they were trying to breed it with, but it kept, every time there was a Jellycat, until the very last, it was always Grian's cat. We're facing a different kind of issue with this, where I've got only one of a certain kind of wolf, and I want to get that certain kind of wolf to multiply. But to do that, gotta breed it with other wolves. And unfortunately, I don't have the same kind of wolf that it is, so it's difficult. Yeah, I'm gonna put one of these little guys up here. I might even give this little guy a golden dandelion, come to think of it. Come here. I want to see if he'll come to me. Or if I put him in a spot where now he needs to teleport out of that spot. Oh, oh my goodness. Okay, that was not good. Note to self. Gonna need a way to quickly get out of the tree that sends me into the river, not to the edge of it. Huh. That was almost horrible. Yeah, I think I can spare 1 gold ingot to make a golden dandelion. It's the same kind of recipe as all the other golden items of that kind, isn't it? Yep, it is. And it's still 1 apiece. That's extremely expensive. But it'll be worth it to have small pups to bring along with me. Hey there, Davian! Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. How you doing? Doing alright? I hope you are. I know I'm doing alright. Been having a pretty good day. Looking forward to a good evening and a good night. Also looking forward to having some fun. Alright, so I need some more rotten flesh so I can work with my wolves. Also need to see what other resources I've got here that I haven't moved yet. Cactus, sugarcane I know I had. Let's take the leather, chicken eggs, jungle saplings. I'm gonna end up having to, trying to think of the words. I'm trying to think of the right words here. I am going to end up having to move all my animals over to the trees. I'm doing pretty good, Davian. Thank you for asking. Like I said, having a pretty good day. Looking forward to a pretty good night as the night goes on. Need to plant another tree for wood, so let's plant some saplings there. We'll chuck these other ones into the chest. We'll chuck in all this stuff. Just poppy all of it in there. And that chest is now full. Okay. I'll have to fix that problem later. Alright, where's my rotten flesh? There it is. I want to breed you with this pooch. Come on, give me another white one. Nope. Well, at least we got another cute puppy. Hey, come back here, puppy. Running off like that, you're gonna get yourself hurt. Alright, we're gonna have to figure out what height we want to have our main base platform on. The bedroom is gonna always be accessible from that main platform, but I want to make it so that the main platform is below the treetop itself. I may end up having to move this around a little bit. I think this might be too snug up against the leaves. Is that? Oh, that's a leaf. I keep forgetting that now all the other trees give some measure of leaf particles over time. I keep forgetting about that. Alright, so I've got a theory. The second wolf bred gives the color. Let's test that theory. Yes! Either I'm right, or that was a very cool coincidence. So, if I get just one of each wolf type, I can breed them up with other wolves to get more of that wolf color. Good. So I can have all the wolves. Can have an army of all the wolf types. Ah, makes sense to me. I'm not sure if I'm even going to be bothering much with glass, considering my house is pretty much going to be up in the air. But if that wasn't just sheer circumstance, now we know the second wolf gives the new wolf its skin. If that's right, then I'm going to have fun with that. We're going to have wolf packs like crazy. Because I want to make sure I've got lots of wolves. One thing I've learned with this game is the early game in hard mode is brutal. And the easiest way to deal with it is to have an army. And at the start of the game, the only army you can really get is an army of wolves. Alright, so what's a height level that will work for the platform? Thinking maybe right here. Right here can be, well, maybe not. Maybe not. Problem is, I want to make it so that, well, it may have to be that way. I'm trying to consider how high up do I want the platform to be. It's got to be high up so that monsters down here can't get to me. I'm going to make it so that these vines can't all grow all the way down to here once I get more string. I'm going to get string, I'm going to use it to make it so that these vines only go down to a certain level. I'm going to make it so that I've got ways to make it so that I can go up into the trees, but the monsters can't. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Might be a spiral staircase with a fence around the bottom at one of the trees. I don't know. But the vines are going to end up being a non-issue when I'm done. But I want to make it so that at the bottom, just below the treetops, is where the main section of the base is, with connections to the very top, where I will have my bedroom, and then the other truly essential, special space of that nature. Kind of feel like right about here, this Y level seems right. And it would actually make it so that I'd have a section that I wouldn't have to... I could lop off the leaves on that tree, spread some out. Hello, David 2. David 2, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a solo world, but you are welcome to stay and hang out in the chat if you would like to, my friend. We always welcome newcomers to the chat. But if you're looking to play on this world, I'm afraid you're gonna have to look somewhere else. But I do appreciate you dropping in. Again, feel free to stay in chat if you would like to. Yeah, that was, not good. Okay, so it's not the second wolf. It's just a matter of random chance. Okay, fair enough. That just means I'm gonna have to wait for this little white wolf to grow before I can guarantee a white wolf pack. I want the red wolf, I want the brown wolf, I want the white wolf, I want them all to have their own packs. So that I can have all the variety. Because variety is the spice of life. Or so they make you believe. Yeah, 2 close calls. That is part of why I'm going to have to make sure I have some secure methods of getting up and down that don't put me in danger. This is way too risky, going up and down this way. But I have no other means of going up and down right now. Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe this Y level or one Y level up. Nah, this Y level. This is where we'll build the platform. I'll have to lower this branch. But put it here, go out over these leaves, and that'll give me 3 blocks clearance to the ceiling of leaves here. Gives me room to build another smaller platform below my bedroom. And I can connect up all 4 trees and have a solid established space. It's just gonna be a matter of getting the wood together. Which I think I actually have plenty of that already. I think I've got enough to work with for the moment. Especially if I use slabs. If I use bottom slabs and stairs as the structure of the tree house, I should be able to set everything up the way I want it. It's just going to be a matter of being very careful and keeping my water bucket close. So I'm gonna knock out this branch here. Have to knock out the leaves around it. I made a mistake. I made a small mistake. But mistake fixed now. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay. And bopped up, bopped up. Bop. Boop. Ba. Boop. Bum, 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 bum. Try to make it natural, make it fit. And now this will help support me. Make a diamond sword, netherite sword, and have colored sheeple. Oh, nice! Let's basically have a statue of the two best sword types, huh? Sounds like a plan to me. Actually sounds like a good idea. I might have to borrow that idea later. And that's the start. That's the start of the platform. Just gotta make sure I put torches so that nothing spawns here that shouldn't. Ugh. Nugget. That's annoying. When it places it wrong, you've got to correct it. Let's head up into the bedroom. Take a nap. Oh. Alright. I do think there's going to be a portion of the platform that goes around. Kind of goes around this, around the big tree here. In my mind, I'm kind of inspired by the villages of the Ewoks, the village of the Ewoks from Return of the Jedi. If you have ever seen that movie, it's a really good movie, I highly recommend it. The little bear-like Ewoks live in this tree village that is actually really cool, but the design is really simplistic for the most part. It's also kind of inspired by villages in some of the levels of Donkey Kong. Specifically from Donkey Kong Country. Never really did get far in that game, in those games, but I did like them. Maybe I should have done this platform one block lower. I'm starting to think that it should have been one block lower, because... well, but then this tree would have been pointless. Unless I raised that treetop to match with this one, and do the same with that treetop. Well, then you've got to ask yourself the question, do I want to do it chronologically, or do I want to do it by order of original release? Yeah, fun thing about Star Wars, the original trilogy is now labeled as episodes 4, 5, and 6. Those are the original story of Star Wars as it was initially done. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 were done later. So, technically, if you go for the chronological story, if you do them in chronological order, then you start with 1, 2, 3. But if you want to see how they were originally released, 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, and 3. Honestly, though, you can watch the series in any order. It is a very good series, and if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend it, especially the original trilogy, 4, 5, and 6, and the prequel trilogy, which would be 1, 2, and, of course, 3. Particularly 1. 1 is very, very... Episode 1 ended up being pretty good. Yeah. Again, my personal recommendation watch episodes 4, 5, and 6 first, then go back and watch the prequels, and it helps you really understand part of the story a little bit. At least that's my perspective. My feeling on it is that really, to fully get into the story, it's best to watch it in the release order. Just don't ask me about the newer ones because I don't care about them. I'm not kidding. The newer movies, the sequel trilogy, I don't care for that one. I don't care for those ones at all. Are they visually interesting? Kinda. But I feel like they don't really impact the original story at all. And I don't feel like they really contributed that much. But that's just my opinion. So don't take it as like fact. The only facts are that 4, 5, and 6 were the original trilogy. 1, 2, and 3 were the prequels made after that. And all 6 of the first 6 movies are very good and have been around the longest. They were all ones that the movie's original creator, George Lucas, was a part of. I'm not so sure he was actually involved in the sequels. Although that doesn't mean that anything else Star Wars, besides the original 6 movies, isn't good. Do not make the mistake of thinking that I'm saying that. No. There's been other stuff after the sequel, the original trilogy, and the prequel movies were done that is actually really good. Mostly cartoons like Clone Wars, Rebels, those are good. And one live action show that I've seen that I actually really enjoyed. Actually, really enjoyed. The Mandalorian. Very, very good show. Would highly recommend. But beyond opinions, release order, chronological orders, and things like that, that's all I can offer you. And it may seem like I'm rambling about this subject, but it's just a subject that I enjoy. And nobody can say that it has nothing to do with gaming, because Star Wars has a lot of video games made based on it. And I'm not just talking about the newer ones, Jedi Survivor or whatever. I'm also talking about things like Star Wars Rogue Leader, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, Star Wars Pod Racing, things like that. Nobody can say that I'm not still on a gaming subject. Star Wars has, in its time, created a few video games. So it's still technically on topic of the channel's main subject. Just thought I'd point that out for anybody who might want to say that I'm not talking about gaming on a gaming channel. I mean, if anybody ever wants to talk about what games do I recommend Believe me, I have so many suggestions for so many genres and so many series that to go into all of them would take hours upon hours. Because I enjoy gaming as a hobby. I enjoy it as potential, as the career that I'm trying to build up here. And I'm always happy to talk on the subject of gaming. Whether it be, again, suggestions and recommendations, discussing points about games that I like, points that I may not like, talking about the series that spawned the games, and or talking about things that spawned off from the games, etc., etc. You get the point. I'm pretty sure everybody gets the point by now. I will warn you that this is the danger with talking with me about gaming. I can get on a point and go to town with it. But it's just because I enjoy it. I enjoy the discussion of gaming. I enjoy the hobby of it. I enjoy just about everything about it. And while there are some games and some genres that I will avoid, yeah, I do sincerely enjoy gaming as a whole and will gladly throw in my 2 cents to anybody who wants some about just about any gaming subject that can be brought up. And if for some reason I don't know anything about something that's brought up, I'll offer what little I can give on the matter and then move on. So if ever anybody wants to discuss these subjects, say so. I am going to need to breed up so many cows. Super dang fast, because I am running out of food. Just realized I'm down to only 4 steaks. That's not good. 4 steaks does not a diet sustain. It does not a Minecrafter versus survival promote. May have to expand this pen. I was trying to keep it small but cozy for our panda friend, and then Panda Bro decided to despawn. Still stings that happened. I was looking forward to us having a panda friend. Maybe moving him up into the treetops. Hey, what do you have, friend? He has mangrove. Oh, that stings. Oh, that stings. Oh, this is what I like about the Wandering Trader and what I hate all in one. They can have such really good items as mangrove, but it's a random chance what you get from these guys. Whoa, that tree grew. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at the height on this tree. We're leaving this one because this might become the basis of another bigger tree, or it might be the foundation of a storeroom later. Oh my gosh. But yeah, the Wandering Trader can be a real pain in the neck to deal with, and yet he can be so useful. I despise having to farm mangrove trees because they are a pain to work with. So the fact that they made it so that the Wandering Trader can sell you mangrove, that is awesome. What sucks about it is you have to just hope and pray that the RNG doesn't mess with your wish and prevent the wandering trader from selling what you want. Do you like how I said that? The RNG? RNG, the random number generation. So much in gaming is based on random number generation, and that's one of them. Hello, Nightbot. Hello, Nightbot. No. No to whoever is actually asking that question. This is not a multiplayer world. This is a single-player world. But you are welcome to stay and hang out in the chat if you would like to. Toss around ideas, discuss gaming. This is a family-friendly gaming channel, and as long as you can keep your messages, your comments, and such family-friendly, you are welcome here anytime. Alright, got a good size platform here now. What? Oh, I can't stand it when that happens. When it tries to place them below where you're actually trying to place them, where you're just standing or whatever. Ugh, that gets annoying. Stop doing that. Ah, dark oak. Another wood that I love using, but can be frustrating to find. I love using that wood so much. Dark oak, spruce, oak, and birch. Those are the ones that I myself use a lot. Such good wood types. But such a pain to make work in a good combination. Especially with any other kind. Alright. Here we go. Gotta think. Need more wood. Turned into slabs. Need to raise the one tree by a few blocks. Shouldn't be difficult. Should not be difficult at all. Do 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 dum da dum ba da dum ba da dum bum ba da dum. A warped wood is pretty good. Warped is the blue one, right? Yeah, that's a good wood type. That's a fun wood type to work with. Sometimes a pain to farm, but it's good to work with. Let's put that there, that there. I use stairs as like a support block. One of my main peeves with building in Minecraft is trying to make things look realistic enough that it makes sense. I mean, yes, this is a fictional fantasy kind of world where you can do whatever the heck you want, but there has to be some level of support structure to a building. Otherwise, how in the world is that building supposed to be staying up? You know what I'm saying? I'm all for being creative and everything, but I like to have at least a little bit of a realistic perspective with my building. Arg. That is still annoying me. Oh, man. I know what you mean. You want to go for a specific kind of a nether biome. You want certain nether biomes and no others. But the darn RNG always wants to put you in the worst ones. I know the feeling. Oh, so well. Looking at you, Basalt Delta. And don't get me started on you, Soul Sand Valley. Absolute banes of my existence. Those are perhaps the most frustrating biomes to have anything to do with. And I always seem to end up having to deal with them. Ugh. The Soul Sand Valley can go take a long walk off of a very short pier for all the frustration it thrusts upon me. I kid you not. What a pesky, pesky biome. Pesky bird. It's not even a pesky bird, it's just a pesky problem. There's such an issue with the Soul Sand Valley. And the Basalt Delta. Ugh, Basalt Delta. Every time I even think about the Basalt Delta, I think of all the times that I have had to deal with giant magma cubes trying to squash me and knocking me off right into lava. Ugh. Seriously, send the Soul Sand Valley and the Basalt Delta on a long walk off a very short pier, please. Because I get so tired of them. Every time I walk into them, even just to pass on through. Guess Old McNether had a farm. Ay, 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 ay. And on that farm, it had the guests. E-I, E-I. Oh no. Constantly roasted. Slapped in the face with magma cubes. And pushed off into flippin' lava. I hate it so much. And yet, there is one thing nice to be found now in the Soul Sand Valley. Just one thing nice in the whole of the Soul Sand Valley with the more recent updates. The dried ghast, aka your future flying marshmallow. That's the only good thing in the Soul Sand Valley, is that chance of finding a dried ghast. Sadly, it is a slim chance. Oh, that was close. I'm going to quote Star Wars for a second. That was too close. Then you know my pain very well, Davian. Clearly you know my pain, because if there was a way to make the magma cubes burn in their own flames, I would demand it be made available. And burn them all. They suck that much. Dirty little things. Do whatsies. Pains in my behind. Of a fiery nature. And yes, the only good thing of the Soul Sand Valley is the happy ghast. Out of those planks again. Hop! Hey! The plan worked! I actually managed to latch on to the vines and survive. Sweet! I was not expecting that to work. Does that mean that I just risked my life? Yes. Did I do it just for slabs? Also yes. Do I feel good about that? Honestly, yeah, because I need them. Also, that felt kind of epic, jumping onto those vines. And yeah, we're definitely gonna have to set up a bigger pen for the cows, because we don't have much room left for them. Go. That should give us plenty of room to run around and make some useful setups around here in these trees. want to keep a consistent jungle-worthy canopy. Alright. We have got the platforms built. Got the main platform built. Now it's just a matter of lighting it up so that I don't get any monsters up here trying to shoot, chomp, punch, or explode my sorry butt. And, of course, we're going to have to set up some fence posts to make it so that we're not likely to go wandering off, right off the stinking ledge, and be like, oh, shoot! That would be a horrible way to go. Of course, got a wider platform for this one over here, for this big tree. I'll probably end up setting up another smaller platform a little higher up on this one, so that I can have, like, some essential kind of storage. Maybe have a spiral stairway leading up into my tree bedroom. But we'll see on that point. I am very much liking this idea of having these jungle treehouse platform deals. If I made some really big trees, I could really go to town with designing stuff up here. But then those really big trees would have to look more natural for me to be satisfied with them. Oh, ow, pardon me. Oh, that hurt. Need to see, do I have any more fence posts over here? No, so I'm gonna have to craft some. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Boop. Make some sticks. And boom, boom. That should do. Now let's climb up. You know, I may have to grab one of these and take it up into the tree. It would make sense for fireflies to hang out in the treetops, wouldn't it? Thank you, Davian. Just saw what you said. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ugh. There we go. Alright, back down we go. Alright, let's expand the cow pen. Not much expansion on that side, but on this side, we can have a little more. now there's more room in the cow pen. Everybody can run around. Oh! Snap! No! Come back! Get back in! Come in! And you! Get here! Come over here! Get in the pen, dang it! There we go. I'm gonna have to make even more room for this thing, because I gotta make it so I can go behind it to help breed the cows. Gotta find a spot that I can flatten. That's pretty nice tree, too. There we go. I almost feel like I want to get a different wood type for the railings of the treehouse. No, 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 no. You are not allowed to go out that way. Alright, let's place torches on the ends. Of course, we gotta protect our livestock. At some point, I may expand it by one more in each of the two directions. But at that distance, I should be able to feed the cattle without worrying about accidentally opening the gates. Excellent. Listen to them. Noisy. Cows have definitely gotten noisier with the new update. There were some details of the update they didn't tell us before it dropped. You know what? I'm okay with the cows having more sound varieties. Okay, that does look kind of cool from down here. I may have to make some supports that go further out to support like the outer edges of the platforms. The main platforms. But but we'll get to that. It's not going to happen right now. I'm going to have to figure out a way to do 2 separate ones for this side for now, unless I move a set of vines into the middle of this tree. Not exactly safe to do that right now. I think one of the things I want to do once I get going is make one platform among the trees that is meant to be the garden. Make it with dirt, make sure it's structurally supported, because part of the idea behind this tree village thing that I've got going here is this is just something that I found and made into my home. That would be the lore, that there used to be some kind of jungle people. They made the tree houses. They made the treehouse village. I commandeered it, and I'm turning it into my base. Further down the road, I may even have more lore for this jungle in and of itself. But we'll see on that point. I think for now, I'm going to be relying on potatoes for food for the most part, until I've got more cows. I'm going to keep breeding the cows, but I think we might be relying on baked potatoes for food for a little while. Just until we can build a stockpile of meat. Ooh, ice spikes! Nice! Ooh, I just got an interesting idea that I may have to indulge in later. Need a few more chests for storage. Keep some chests down here for now until I know what I'm doing. Really know what I'm doing, you know? I'm still very much making all this up as I go. Make a stack of baked potatoes in the furnaces. A few that I've got on me will do for keeping me alive for a little bit. And feed the cows. You know, I had a thought on a way I could easily make it so that I can separate the adult cows that I want to keep for breeding, separate from the ones that I want to keep for, well, I guess, slaughter. Put either gates or bottoms, put either trapdoors or bottom slabs along a straight line separating the two groups of cows. That'd work. Alright, so I've definitely got 2 white wolves now. 2 brown wolves, 2 reddish wolves. For the sake of longevity of my pack, I'm going to take a pair of each kind of wolf up into my tree house, if it will let me. Why are they not coming up? easy answer is that there's not enough room where they can teleport to. Alternative answer is it's not a matter of space they can teleport to, it's a matter of they're not far enough away. Hello, dinos! Hello, dinos. Good to see you, my friend. Glad you can make it. Oh, pup, get out of the windowsill. They're sitting basically on the windowsill, the very window ledge. They need to get off of that spot. Alright, so I can keep a couple of each wolf type that I acquire up here in my treetop bedroom. I'm gonna kind of organize and separate the bunches so that I can know which ones I'm working with anytime I go to breed more wolves. Oh, that one's playing with fire right there. He's sitting on the edge of the space that can be occupied in a spot where I can't get him from. Alright. This one can go over here. And I'm doing this so that I can make sure that I've got the wolf species preserved for future generations of my pack. Because I know me, I'm going to want to breed them up, make a lot of them. Thanks, Davian. I'm enjoying it. I wasn't 100% sure that I was going to enjoy it as much as I am, but I really am. Honestly, I feel like it's very easy to get to a point where you've built a big house and you got so much infrastructure and everything. You're like, is there even anything else I need to do? And then you just don't know where to go from there. And that can get to be very, very difficult to work with in terms of coming up with anything to do. So starting a new world, sometimes that's the best thing to do. At all. Not exactly the easiest thing to do sometimes, but sometimes it is the best thing. Alrighty, dinos. See you when you come back. Yeah? Nice. Maybe one day I'll actually see what it is you've built. I will admit, you got me kind of curious to see what you do. Now this is going to be a problem. Monsters can hide under my tree house and under the jungle tree canopy and keep themselves from dying. And apparently something can trample all over my crops. Okay, yeah, definitely gonna have to set up something up in the treetops where I can build I can build up a crop farm and not have to worry about it being trampled. Otherwise, this kind of thing happening, that kind of thing happening is going to tick me off. Do I have a hoe anywhere that I can break out and use? No, I'm going to have to craft one. It's very annoying when stuff breaks my crops. That's one of the reasons why I did not like the Wandering Trader when it first became part of the deal. Because the Wandering Trader had a habit of letting its llamas wander all over my crops and trample them into oblivion. I mean, I've since gotten to a point where I can almost perfectly preserve all my crops from stuff like that, but there's no true perfection in protecting crops unless they're in an enclosed room that no other entity can get into. Which, honestly, that's not truly possible. And I say that because Endermen! Consider that Endermen can teleport from anywhere to anywhere. They can still foul up a crop farm. If they get that sudden urge to jump all over everything that all the other mobs do. Oh yeah, dark oak wood is a danger to get initially. Once you've got enough saplings to farm it into your own place at your own pace, it becomes so easy to work with. But a dark oak forest is dangerous. A dark oak forest is absolutely a dangerous place to be. Because all it takes is one wrong step in a certain direction, and you got skeletons, spiders, creepers, zombies, and everything in between, and everything else as well, running right up to you, sniping, punching, and blowing up your backside faster than you can say popsicle. It is frustrating. That's why I always just get some of the wood from the edge of the forest, wait for the saplings to drop, scoop them up, and then run like crazy back to base and start farming it back at home. Otherwise, you have to deal with the monsters in the dark of the dark oak forest. And that's never fun. Never. See, this is why I'm going to keep some of the wolves up here, so that I can keep breeding up little wolves from up there, and then bring them down here by their own teleportation capabilities. And then have them around to help patrol my base. Which is something I wish Mojang would implement. Oh, okay, that one was on me. I wish Mojang would make it so that you could have pets and iron golems that can attack things. Have the pets that can attack other entities be able to be set to patrol an area. Like, you notice how the Happy Ghast will stay in one small area once you get off of him, after he's tamed, or after he's grown up and everything? I wish they would make that something that you could have wolves do. Like, you can have them just focus on guarding one area where you've told them to patrol, and then they'll go after everybody else. They'll go after anything that's in that area, but the rest of the time, they just patrol that space. They don't wander off, they don't just sit there being useless. They actively patrol. Also wish that it was possible to have a way to call lost pets back to you. Like, if you leave wolves somewhere and you travel off to another place, And you mean to go back and get the wolves, but you can never find where they were. Oh, man. Well, it's a good thing you got a new storage for it then, Dinos. Dinos. Sorry, I go back and forth between those because growing up, I used to watch an older cartoon called The Flintstones. It's a classic cartoon. And, there was a dinosaur pet called Dino. And there's also a character in a game that I like called Dino. But it's spelled the same way as dino in dinosaur. So sometimes I get that, I fall into that habit of reading it as dino instead of Dino. Or I look at it as dino. You know what I mean. It bounces back and forth. No, I don't know what that is. What does that refer to? Go ahead and take a quick nap. I don't even know who that is. So no, I can't say I have. Is it good? Just out of curiosity, is it good? Yeah, bear in mind that I mostly stick to the gaming field, and I'm the sort that, I stick to the content creators that I have watched for a while. I generally stick to watching them. It's nothing against any other content creators, it's just easier to stick with what's more familiar, I guess. Oh, cool. Oh, maybe one day I'll look into it. See if I can find it and sample some. Climb back up here for a minute. I am looking forward to building up this platform to be really useful in terms of what's up here. Gonna have storage, gonna have so much in so many places. I might make one of these platforms into an enclosed space for storage, like this one. I've manually placed these leaves so they could be a nice roof for a little shack up here for storing and organizing some things. Oh, I may have to look into them then. Screenshot of the chat now taken, so I can go back and look into that when I get the chance. But I'm afraid that's going to have to do it for this session, everybody. I would love to keep going, but I do have a couple of things I want to do this evening that are going to be taking up the rest of my night. So for now, I'm going to go and say thank you all ever so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did, please be sure to leave likes, comments, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on notifications by smacking the bell so that you don't miss the next stream or video when those go live. And all this is free. You can change your mind anytime, and it helps the channel out massively. So, once again, thank you all ever so much for watching. I am JGuard01, your guide, your bard, and your humble host into the world's virtual. And I'll see you all next time, right here on Guardian Studios. Bye!